What's good and what up? It's your brother Sam Ant here at Viral Hip Hop News. Do me a favor, family, before we get started with the content. Y'all know what to do. Go up top and hit that like button. Alright, so some of Tupac's most prominent notes from the Don Killuminati, the 7-Day Theory album, have been placed on auction at the music memorabilia website Gotta Have Rock and Roll. Now, this was penned by Tupac himself. We all know that he was real prominent in poetry and really liked writing down his lyrics and his thought. In this particular note, he took a lot of shots at some prominent East Coast, West Coast figures during the rap beef during the 90s. Obviously going at Diddy and Biggie for remaining silent while quietly conspiracying his downfall. He also went at Mobb Deep for opening their mouth and letting me squash. You know, record-selling asses. That's obviously, quote, Tupac. He even went at Dre, who he called a closet homo. Obviously, he went on record saying that Dre was a homo, and we've all heard whispers that Dre was gay, yada, yada, yada. Tupac was very prominent in saying that in his notes. He also targeted JAYZ, Nas, De La Soul, Lil' Kim, Wendy Williams, and Faith Evans, who also were a lot of prominent East Coast rappers during that time. Now, he also went on to say, and this was very, very chilling, that he seemed very aware of the fact of who was going to kill him, thanking Jack the Snitch Agnet for ordering the hit and Tut for shooting him. Now, Jacquees Agnet is a music executive and promoter who worked with both Pac and Biggie back in the day. He was also a prime suspect in Tupac's murder. Now, if you're interested in buying this piece of rap history, it goes on auction April 11th, and the starting bid is $30,000. Now, just bringing back Tupac's memory, seeing this makes me think of now and think of today in the climate and the history we're at. And I just can't help to think about if these two rappers, Biggie and Tupac, were alive today, what kind of impact they would make. Obviously in society we hear that all the time, but would the beef be over? I think that the two growing up and just evolving as men would have had bygones, let bygones be bygones, and they would have squashed that beef, and it would have just been great to see the magic and the power that they would have resonated throughout the community and throughout this world, because they were just such prominent figures and such polarizing figures even in such a young age in the early 90s. And we see the day and age we live in now with social media. It just would have been an amazing, amazing vision to see these two out here forefront and just speaking on the things that we go through today. But hearing this from a young Pac back in, what, 95, 96, this doesn't surprise me. He was a very angry person back in the day, even though he has such a wealth of knowledge and wisdom. He definitely carried a real negative connotation, real paranoid in his death, ultimately always talking about his death and then finding his demise, unfortunately, at the age of 24, 25. It also goes to show you that he knew a lot more than what meets the eye about who was going to take him out. And him calling it almost just screams setup when you can see this man say this years and years ago, and yet we still don't have a person convicted of his murder. Just sad situation. But y'all heard this here first. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section about Tupac's words, his notes about a lot of the rappers back in the East Coast and West Coast days. Also in the description box, you see links to our Twitter, homepage, brand new website, hiphopun.com. And make sure you stay tuned for the Uncensored Truth, Sam and Oga podcast, dropping live every Monday and Thursday night here at Viral Hip Hop News and Hip Hop News Uncensored. Stay tuned for the YouTube channel coming soon. Always trying to keep it raw, real cut here at Viral Hip Hop News. Until next time, until next story, we're out of here. I appreciate y'all. Peace.